It's your destiny to greatness with Dr. C and Brothers Keeper. Today, where we've been, where we're going, and Friday trivia. And now, here are Dr. C and Brothers Keeper.
Welcome to Friday trivia, everyone. How are you, Brothers Keeper?
I'm excited.
I am too.
As usual.
Yes, indeed. Well, today we want to talk about taking a stand and encouraging you to take a stand. Right here and right now, what's current is Colin, and how do you pronounce his last name?
Kaepernick?
Yes, I believe so. And this young man, he is a football quarterback, I believe. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you know that sports is not really my thing, but I have seen that this young man has taken a stand by sitting down,
Yes.
just like we are doing right now. He refused to stand for the national anthem, and in essence took a stand for his beliefs. And all of that was kind of spawning and circling around racial inequality.
Mm-hmm.
So what's that all about? He was feeling that he shouldn't stand for something that what?
A flag that demonstrated equality among all of us, which they say America is the melting pot.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, the underlying theory is that America was built for those other than people of color.
Right. So this flag and America is supposed to be justice and equality for all. And this young man, this quarterback, he was feeling that not everyone was getting the same treatment.
Yes.
So he sat during the national anthem and in essence was taking a stand. And how many times have you felt that you were not getting proper treatment and you took a stand? And this is kind of what we want to talk about today. Taking a stand, whether or not you believe or agree with Colin,
Yes.
but there are instances in all of our lives when we are faced with the challenge of taking a stand. How do we take our stand? So when we come back from this break, and this will give you a moment to think about your instance, and you may be in something right now in your life where you need to take a stand, and we want to help you along your way.
Iron sharpens iron.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and we're so glad to have you with us. So we're talking today about taking a stand in our lives, in essence. And Brothers Keeper?
Yes, because I've known of some instances that when we're in church, we hear so many things, and we act a certain way. But many of us, maybe sometimes including me, when we leave church and we go back maybe in our professional environment, how often do we take a stand when there's someone there talking? Sometimes people always get on the subject of religion.
Yes.
How often do we take a stand when we hear someone talking, I'm going to just say nonsense?
Yeah.
Do we step up and be politically correct and say nothing? Or do we use wisdom and ask the Lord to go ahead of us and we still speak out for what we feel is right? What do you do? Do you speak out or do you stay more reserved because you don't want anyone to feel a certain way about you because they don't realize that you're a Christian?
Yeah, and that is some good things that you are saying, because sometimes we might worry whether or not people will not like us, or we might be worried whether or not our position will be compromised. But when we take a stand, sometimes it doesn't necessarily mean that we have to be loud and outrageous
Yes.
with that stand.
Yes.
Sometimes it could just be if someone else's character is in question and we know that that person is a good person, we could just say, you well, I know that that person is a good person. Maybe you just might want to give that person another chance, or just think about that. So, and then leave it alone.
Yes. Yeah, because, I always ask the question. I mean, I never called anyone a fool.
Mm-hmm.
But we all have foolish tendencies.
Mm-hmm.
So when somebody would come to me with something that sounded foolish,
Right.
I always pose the question, who do you call the fool? The one that you think's the fool, or the one who's following the one that you think's the fool?
Right.
So if someone tell you something foolish and you think it's foolish, why would you agree with it?
Yeah. Yeah.
At some point you have to take a stand. Like Colin did. I mean, whether you agree or not,
Mm-hmm.
at least he had enough confidence in himself
Yes.
to take a stand.
Right.
He felt strong enough about his issue that he took a stand. Whether it's right or wrong, he took a stand.
Yeah. And it's not always easy to take a stand
Yes.
either, because you're figuring this one person versus many.
Mhm.
But I did notice a few days ago that there were
There were
some
more.
others that were saying, hey, this is something that I too believe in, and let me join. Let me join this particular cause. So sometimes when you take a stand in what's right for you, it won't be long for someone else will say, okay, you're right, and I'll stand with you too.
But, ultimately, we have to have the courage to move.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we never move, well, if I never move or I ever speak about something, you would never know.
No.
And you may be thinking the same thing,
I know.
but because I never shared it, you never know. So they always say in our testimonies, when we share with people, we're strengthening the brethren. But how can the brethren get strengthened if we never open our mouth and say anything?
So this is from us to you today. In your thinking about taking a stand, you have to have some courage. It's not always easy,
No.
and that heart may be saying boom, 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 boom. It may be beating, but there is someone else out there that is waiting for you to speak, for you to stand. You can do it. You can do it. Just go ahead and make that move.
Yes, and I advise all of us to always seek counsel from the Lord before we make a move like that. Because sometimes we go ahead of Him, we may take a direction that would take us a lot longer to get around, be a lot further, and if we allow Him to do it, He may be able to move some things around. Instead of us dodging around stuff, He move it out of our way, and we have a more direct route to get to where we're trying to get, or prove the point that we're trying to drive home. But always give it to God first. And then even He'll allow us to season our words, so we'll be able to speak in such a way that we won't be so offensive, but get our point across at the same time.
Because with God, that is where you get that courage and the confidence, even if you have to stand alone. So we know that you'll be able to do it. Just have everything in order and all will be well. Not necessarily easy, but it will all be well.
Yes.
Okay. So when we come back, ladies and gentlemen, then we just want to get prepared for today's trivia question. All right. It's Friday trivia.
Yes.
Yes. So we're always excited about these trivia questions. Please, please, please come on and get excited with us. Before we get to the question, thank you so much for watching, and to our subscribers. Thank you for those who are commenting. We're just excited about that because it is really helping us grow.
Yes, and for those who haven't subscribed yet, if you would subscribe, then every time we upload a new show, you will always have a notification that the show is there. And then you will be able to keep up with us. As we grow, you will be able to grow with us.
Yes. So, what's that question this week?
Okay. Before we get to the question,
Oh my.
if you notice that I have this nice shirt on.
Yes,
As
I love
Again, I say I got some
colors.
friends, some entrepreneurs. They're over at the Twilly Center here in Salisbury at Expressive Threads. So if you need something, they're more than willing and able to help with any needs you have as far as getting something on a t-shirt or some type of memorabilia. They will help you. But this is Googeware. Googeware. This is more or less geared for the women. This is the prize for the trivia question today. So men, if you win, show some love to the women.
Okay.
And let them wear it. The question today is, when Naaman had leprosy, he was advised to dip in a river 7 times. We want to know what was the name of that river that he had to dip in to become cleansed.
Good question. So what was the name of the river that Naaman had to dip in to become cleansed from his leprosy? All right. Let's win this brown sugar
Brown sugar.
by Googeware.
Yes.
Okay. So please email your answers by tonight, Friday night at 11:59 p.m. Okay? To your.destiny-to-greatness@gmail.com. We're looking for you. But anybody that has the correct answer will be acknowledged on our Twitter page. So get your answers in.
Yes, we're looking forward to hearing from you.
All right.
Health, wealth, and beauty. Health, wealth, and beauty. Dress to impress. Who? Start with you. When you look your best on the outside, it positively affects your inside and how you present yourself to others. You walk with confidence, you talk with pride, and your smile widens. It tends to radiate and brighten up the room. So, save even your best scarves and pajamas and slippers for the bedroom, and only share with the world your sexy and handsome put together you.
It's just me thinking again. How often do we seem to think that whatever issue that we have, we're the only one? That we're alone in this thing? Well, I'm here to tell you. I read an article and it said that at least 85% of families experience some type of dysfunction. So I'm pretty sure that if we think about our dysfunction, we're not alone. The difference is most of those people in the 85%, many of them have the courage to pull themselves out of the dysfunction or the effects of the dysfunction. Because until we get the courage to pull ourselves out, we're just going to be stuck in a vicious cycle. And there's more to us than our past. So we can lean and depend on God and His direction, turn it over to Him, allow Him to pull us out so we can reach our destined place. And it's just me thinking again. We are destined for greatness.
I was thinking maybe about a little bit history. Manifest destiny. God-given right. Well, the one thing we all have a right to is to seek God for what we want and what we need. He'll supply all of our needs. If you're discouraged today, seek God. Little bit confused, seek God. If you've been halted on your journey, seek God. As you're walking towards your destiny, Seek God. Don't let anybody get into your ears and tell you you don't have a right, because you do. Continue to pray and hope and dream as you walk to your destiny.
We are destined for